Hello and welcome to another episode of Ghana's in Africa Pod. It's been another week of not much positivity, but a lot of media trope, as usual when we've played a big game. Um, yeah, like think back to the Liverpool game and how, especially Sky Sport, tried to sort of create some negativity around Arsenal and Arteta, like they did against City. So I feel sorry for people who get to pay subscription fees to Sky Sport to listen to such below par analysis from the likes of Carragher, Neville, Keane, people who are interested in sort of clickbaiting some or engagement farming kind of stuff. That's why I prefer not to really follow those kind of things. I prefer to watch YouTubers because they give better analysis. They put in more work, especially us now, podcasters and stuff, content creators. I rather watch and listen to my fellow Arsenal fans or other fans. There are fans channels from other clubs or that are neutral that I can listen to because they don't just because they don't get paid to talk nonsense about the club. People who would think should be expecting football, who are former players, most of them, but they just spewed garbage, stuff that I don't want to listen to. So I consume mainly Arsenal related content, which is by the fans, Arsenal fans. Some of the stuff that I listen to the Athletic. There's um, a handbrake of podcast with Ian Stone, mainly with Amy Lawrence, Adrian Clark, James Nicholas now and again, and a blog, Adrian Clark, I mentioned Art De Roche. I listen to them every week because the Arsenal fans, they are more in tune with what's happening at Arsenal. They understand the context. I also mainly Us blog, Arsenal, Us blog, Us extra every Monday or the Thursday or Friday podcast or post-match podcast. The Arsenal Vision guys, with Elliot, Clive, Tim, and Paul. They give us a lot of more factual content, more content that sort of they do research, they watch the games, they talk about the game so that you can understand what's going on. Even if you didn't understand something about a game, they give different views, which is understandable for Arsenal fans. But in general, they talk about football in general as well, where you learn something. Not some people who just go on about whatever they are told to say. And also, like, sort of, there's I think I don't like Talk Sport, so there's a show in there that is hosted by I just forgot her name. His name is Lazarus. They've Clive in there. They Darren Penn, Agent Clark. It's I think Simon Collins in there as well. It's more interesting. It's more talking about actual things or actual proper conversations, not people who are just there to speak nonsense. Like because I don't know. Uh, and I love how Mikel handled the questions from Ghana Blog yesterday about being compared to Mourinho and how we said, like, look, I admire Mourinho of what he's achieved. If you look at what he's achieved in the game, there's this, especially in England, the media like to say, sort of talk about Mourinho in a negative light. The man has actually, like, you might not love some of his time of football, but Mourinho is a brilliant coach who's won a lot of titles in his coaching career. In a coach's perspective, Mikel should admire what Mourinho has achieved because he hasn't achieved that. He's nowhere near achieving what Mourinho has achieved. As much as we don't like Mourinho, but as a coach, you would look at what he does and you learn something. Not that, and what I love about Mikel, he said, like, I wanna be me, not someone else. And also that pep thingy and stuff, like he's himself. And then I wish people can look at him as Mikel Arteta because it's his first job. He's been in a job for nearly 5 years now, around 5 years. and he's put his own stamp in this team. We don't play like City. We don't play like Mourinho teams, but we have aspect of football like any other teams. Like, we are good defensive. We are good going forward. We manage games well. We have different ways of playing. We show different faces in different games. We deal with situation and context differently. Should be a positive for a young manager like Mikel, who's in his first job as a manager. People should be positive about it. But if you think about it, some of these people are just jealous of what is achieved. Some of their mates have not come close to achieving what Mikel is achieving. He needs to win trophies. Yeah, I agree. He needs to win trophies. He's going to win those trophies at Arsenal. He's a top coach who should be respected for what he does. If you listen to other coaches within the league who are in jobs, who are doing, the people who only talk negative about Mikel are people who don't have coaching jobs, failed coaching jobs. Gary Neville, Roy Keane, those people are just negative. So, look, I love Mikel. I think it's time to get his respect from a lot of these pundits, especially the English pundits. Yeah. Look into that Liverpool game. I think we needed to have Saka and Timber in that game. They were brilliant. Saka was just Saka, man. As usual, efficient. First chance we get, he scores a goal, a brilliant goal. That great ball from Ben White. And when 1-0 ahead, the corner, great corner routine for you for Liverpool. They spotted a weakness, and I think they were lucky. The ball, nice flick from Diaz, and I think the ball going straight to Van Dijk was lucky there, but good goal for them. And then after that, we controlled the game. We put pressure on them. Thomas Partey was top. He gave them nothing at right back. He was so good in the game. Like, he's been good this season. He was brilliant. Timber locked down Saka, like Salah. Salah had nothing in that game. Martinelli on the left was really good as well. Our midfield, Mikel struggled a bit with the mistake in the first leg, but he grew into the game and he took his goal very well from a set piece. I think the first chance he got, like where he and Partey got in each other's way, he should have scored that. But the second one, brilliant ball from Declan again. Our set pieces, especially we didn't get a lot of corners in that game. We got one or two, I'm not sure. I think two corners in the game. And the other one we didn't get the last minute, which is, I don't understand where the ref assistant was looking at, because it hit Robertson twice before going out. No, Tsimikas. It was Tsimikas. It hit him twice before going, and you could look at his face like, oh. But yeah, I don't want to talk about referees and refereeing. It's like a topic of each game. Referees. We've been talking about referees every match day, every week. Probably there's every game. If you saw that United game in West Ham, the penalty that they gave there, oh my God. I was pissed off for United fans because I don't feel sorry for them in a way. I'll never feel sorry they could. I'm happy to see them miserable. But that was bad. That was really bad. I hope everyone sees what we complain about every week and telling us we are crying and stuff. It's happening to everyone except for that team with blue with 115 charges. Yeah, look. But can we talk about like Eric Ten Hag as well? Unfortunately, they sacked him. Look, United always go through this same cycle again. They're excited. I think they're gonna get Ruben Amorim from Sporting. They always get excited when they get a new manager. They go through the same cycle, and then at some point, their PR guys at Sky or in the media, like their former players, Neville, Keane, Scholes, Ferdinand, they're gonna be excited and talking the manager up as soon as things go wrong, and then they get them fired. Like the same thing happened to Ole, but they loved Ole. It's because it's their former teammate. Mourinho happens the same thing. Louis van Gaal, all the managers they've had, even Ten Hag, they loved Ten Hag when he came in. Now they hate him, and then he got fired. which their PR pushing him. And this guy, they're gonna love him, and then at some point they're gonna turn on him as well. So good luck to him. If he leaves a club in the Champions League, Sporting, who are doing very well for that club, and there's probably was an opportunity to replace Pep at City, but he chose United. Okay. Yeah, anyway, moving back to Arsenal stuff. Someone I want to talk about, Thomas Partey. Look, I think I've spoken about him in every match preview I've done. He's been wonderful this season. Most important, he's been available, he's been fit, and has been getting better and better physically. I saw that game against Diaz. He was in the Liverpool game. He was very aggressive. That's the first time I've seen him in very that aggressive, and which went well because he was always first on the ball, going physical for the headers. He read the game well, and he kept inverting into midfield in the game, which is very good. Yeah, I love it. I love it for Thomas, and he's playing for a contract whether at Arsenal or anywhere else, somewhere else. So he needs to. I think if he continues to play the way he's playing, he's going to get a contract probably at Arsenal. Yeah, it's difficult to find a profile that's similar to him, a player that can be able to go both ways, defensive and attackingly, and the ability to pass between the lines, take the ball and half turn, and passing and carrying the ball a bit, and then putting pressure on opposition with his positioning and good passing, disguise on his passes. I think it's something that Declan Rice needs to learn a bit. Yeah, but yeah, I'm happy with Thomas. He's been brilliant this season. And then some of the concerning players that I think with so many injuries that we have and issues and suspensions this season, I think some of these players, I think they need to step up in terms of their availability. On top, Tomiyasu, who's been very unlucky with injuries, we need him. Having him available is quite important for our defense. Doesn't matter who we lose in the defense, but if Tomiyasu is available, it's quite key because he can play across. Zinchenko again, I feel like he's in that Cedric role now where he's just there to make up numbers. I think Zinchenko is a good player. He has a quite unique skill set in the fact that he can play inverted left back role better than anyone. But the issue is defensively and availability for him as well. I think as much as we love seeing Miles Kelly, but I'd love to see Zinchenko get some minutes as well because his experience and his ability on, so we can be able to manage the minutes of the likes of Calafiori and Timber in that left back position. Another player, Gabriel Jesus, he looks sharp. He was very good when he came on. I think he's getting better and better. He just needs a goal and a goal contribution. Yeah, I think he's going to get better. Hopefully, he plays through the middle tonight against Preston. And then Sterling, I think he needs to step up. I think as much as you want to prove a point to people, but you need to contribute to the team, not just when we are on the ball, but when we off the ball, you need to run back, you need to chase, you need to defend. That's what this team's needs. Those are the basics for this team where you need to chase back. You're not at City now where you get fouls or people favored by referees. And then one person I want to talk about is Bukayo Saka, who's been brilliant since he came back. I think he he played a good game in terms of his contribution going forward and defensively as well, but he got knocked out towards the end of this in the second half because he hasn't played for a while and he was not 100% fit, which was good for the team. Like, look, he's our star boy, he's our best player, and we need him available for the next few weeks. The next 3 games are quite key for us. After Preston, away at Newcastle, away at Inter, and away at Chelsea, we need him to step up at that game. So hopefully we get some people again. Our defense, we've been struggling with injuries, with inconsistencies. We are not able to play the same big four in consecutive games now because we need to change because of injuries and suspension. Hopefully, when hopefully, a good thing is that Timber didn't get an injury; he was just tired. Now we have him and Ben White available, and we have Saliba back. And Kivio was like the look of Kivio in that Liverpool game. It was aggressive. I loved it. Ben White was just brilliant in that game. His assist for Saka was top notch, top stuff. And then Julian Timber and Thomas Partey was amazing in that Liverpool game. Like I mentioned before, I hope he continues playing well, but I would love to see him playing in midfield. Because he gives us so much in midfield and in defense. Yeah, the fact that the good thing is that having two people available in White and Timber is good for us. Hopefully, Calafiori comes back in the next week or so. Gabi, Mikel confirmed it's not as bad as injury, but hopefully it's not a long-term injury, a week or two. Hopefully it's available next weekend. So yeah, and Martin probably going to be starting running on grass this week. He also mentioned Kieran Tierney is very close. He looks sharp, which is good for Kieran as well. Going to the Preston game, I think I was thinking about this. Do we go strong or do we change it a bit and give people minutes? And also protecting people because we lacking numbers in certain positions. My team will be, I'll give Tommy Setford his debut. Neto is cup tied, unfortunately, and just give Raya a break, sit him on the bench, give Tommy his Arsenal debut. There's a lot of talk, positive talk about him. Hopefully gets his opportunity. And then in defense, I'll go at centre back. Saliba didn't play on the weekend, so I'll go Saliba and Kivio at centre back, and then at right back I'll play Ben White. And then left back I'll play Zini. And trying to give him minutes. I think we will need him at some point in the season, his experience as well. And then in midfield I'll have Jorginho, Miles Lewis Kelly, Mikel Merino, Ethan Waneri. And then up top I'll have Jesus Sterling. That's 4-4-2. Yeah. Sterling, Jesus and Sterling. So I'll play Sterling on the left. I'll play Jesus up top. I'll play Ethan Waneri on the right. And then in the midfield, we'll have Miles Lewis Kelly and Mikel Merino Mary in the double 8 with Jorginho. Then I'll have some of the big guns on the bench. I think I'll have Saka on the bench to give him the last half if he needed. Young Josh Nichols, Eden Heaven, Salah Omhad there. I'll keep Declan Rice there. I won't even bother bring Thomas Partey to give him the full week off. Leandro Trossard, I think in Martinelli as well. Those on the bench. And then yeah, look, we can win this. It's away at home from home. We need a strong defense as well, but we need to start winning games again. So to have some continuity in terms of momentum and stuff going to the next few games. Yeah, like hopefully we get some people back, Calafiori, Odegaard, available. The more numbers we have, the better for the team, and it will be easier to manage minutes for some people. Yeah. Well, good luck to the team. Come on, you Gunners.